Hear me, ladies. This is something that often happens between husbands and wives. Here's what often happens between husbands and wives. There's something going on, and it's a stressful situation. And the wife, you guys tend to be more anxious than we are. Just take that up with Eve when you meet her. The wife is anxious. And here's what she adds to her anxiety, as if her anxiety was not problem enough. First of all, wife is anxious about X, whatever X is. And she's focusing on that. What is it going to accomplish? Nothing. Now she adds to her anxiety because she looks at her husband who has the audacity to not be as anxious as she is right now. How dare you not be as anxious over this as I am? You just don't love me. If you did, you would be as anxious as... Stop me if this at all sounds familiar to anyone. I am wasting my energy on anxiety, and here you are not wasting yours. What kind of husband are you anyway? Do you not realize that there are hours that you could have poured down this same black hole with me? Love me. Join me. I know it doesn't sound like that in your head at the time, but trust me, that's what we're saying, folks. That's what we're saying. And again, I'm not talking about us being callous about things that are very important. That's not my point. Not at all. Remember, we're talking about ungodly anxiety here. It's unproductive. I'm not talking about not thinking about things that we ought to think about. I'm not talking about failing to plan things that we ought to plan. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not it, okay? I'm not talking about, hey, you know that there's a leak in the roof. Well, that's something you probably need to be a little anxious about. Those tend to get bigger, amen? And we can do something about that. So let's do that. Let's think about it. Let's make a plan and let's go execute our plan. There's a difference, however, between making a plan and then executing a plan and being anxious. When you're anxious, there's no planning. When you're anxious, you know what you're doing?